In today's video, we're going to talk about the weather. The weather? The weather. Ventura is known for its moderate climate year-round. We have plenty of blue skies, a nice onshore breeze off of the ocean, and temperatures rarely exceed the mid-70s, even high 70s during the summer months. Now, we're in summer right now. Our temperatures are beginning to climb as they are across the entire US, but there's a major difference between what is happening here locally in Ventura and the rest of the United States. So I want to start this video by doing a quick Google search for the term heat wave, and we're going to filter for news. It's going to be 90 degrees in Alaska this week. When I think of Alaska, I certainly don't think 90 degrees. Las Vegas sets new temperature records amid most extreme heat wave in history. That's a little alarming there. Another major heat wave will build across the US next week, according to the Washington Post. So things are certainly heating up this summer across the United States. They're heating up here in Ventura as well, but there is a major difference again between what we're seeing locally and on a national scale. Checking out this website here, this is called Zoom Earth. This lets you check out weather data across the globe. You can even filter for things like wind speed and humidity, which are both important factors as far as temperature is concerned. We'll look at those a little bit later in the video. Starting with this zoomed out view of the US, you can see here on the East Coast, up in New York, 84 degrees, Washington, D.C., 82 degrees, Florida in the mid to high 80s, Miami, high 80s. Moving over to Texas, Dallas, also high 80s, Houston, low 80s. And remember, pretty much everything from Texas to the eastern seaboard is going to have much higher levels of humidity than we're going to see here in Ventura. Making our way further west, I would just want to kind of touch on Las Vegas and Phoenix, because those are two major metros where a lot of folks are leaving California, leaving the city of Ventura to move to, because they're looking for a lower cost of living area. They're looking for lower taxes, whatever their motivation is, but there are some major trade-offs, and the biggest, most obvious one is the temperature. So Las Vegas, triple digits, nearly 110 degrees. Phoenix is at 110 degrees today. So you might be finding a cheaper place to live, but you're going to essentially be locked inside of your home for 3 months during the summer, because I mean, really, who's going outside when it's 110 degrees unless you absolutely have to? You kind of have to stay indoors in the AC. Let's zoom in a little bit here into Southern California, starting with downtown Los Angeles, 88 degrees today. Looks like San Diego is 77. Zooming in a little bit further here, taking a quick peek at the San Fernando Valley, 92 degrees. This would be the Woodland Hills area, approximately right here, 92 degrees. And then moving over into Ventura County and why Ventura is so darn special. So this is the West County that we're looking at here now. You can see Ventura in some of the surrounding cities. We have Oxnard, Port Hueneme, Camarillo, Santa Paula, Ojai, and a little bit further up the coast to Carpinteria, and then eventually Santa Barbara. But here in the city of Ventura, particularly right here by the beach, 71 degrees today. And let's look down at Pierpont and the Keys, right here on the water, these dock front homes, 70 degrees. That's pretty darn comfortable compared to what we saw, in other parts of the country. Midtown gets a little bit warmer, 71 degrees, 72 degrees. Looks like downtown is also kind of in that 72 degrees. Looking at the west side here, things do start to warm up just a little bit more, 73, 74 degrees. The further north you go on the Ventura Avenue up to 33, obviously things are going to get a little bit warmer the closer you get to Ojai. Looking at the Montalvo area and the College area, 73 degrees, 74 degrees, and the Ventura hillsides move up into 75, 76 degrees. And over here on the east end, 76, 77, and on the eastern boundary of Ventura, you'll see 78 degrees is kind of the highest temperature that you're going to see in our city. So even at the end of July, when we're kind of in the thick of summer, things aren't really getting above 78 degrees here over on the east end. And of course, the closer you get to the ocean, things really start to cool down. Now, this website does have this little distance feature. So 71 degrees here at the Ventura Promenade, Ventura Pier, and just 7 miles to the east, and the temperature is at 77 degrees. So one thing to understand is, different parts of the city of Ventura will have, different temperatures, and the temperature can swing even just by moving a few miles in one direction. Now, branching out to some of our neighboring cities, you'll see Oxnard, 70 degrees, but down here at the Channel Islands Harbor, 67 degrees today. Port Hueneme, 68 degrees. Camarillo begins to warm up a little bit, 81 degrees, and then it does jump once you move up the Camarillo grade into the Conejo Valley. 86, 87 degrees, Newberry Park, and then into the 90s, Thousand Oaks, and the further east you go, it just begins to get even warmer into the San Fernando Valley. Santa Paula is at 84 degrees today, Fillmore 89, Piru 92, up into Ojai 88 degrees, and then it cools down again once you move further west up the coast, Carpinteria and Santa Barbara at 74 degrees. Now I did mention that this website allows you to check out wind speed, so let's look at that real quick. You can see we have a nice onshore breeze, 8 miles an hour, and that will stay pretty consistent across the city, and that really keeps things cool. So a lot of homes in Ventura don't have AC, and you don't really need it, because even during the summer, even during this peak heat that we have right now locally, we still have that onshore breeze bringing cool air off the Pacific Ocean, kind of across the city, keeping things cool. So for the most part, you can generally keep your windows open, capture that breeze, cool your house down, and not have to use AC. The other part that I wanted to check out was the humidity here. Obviously, the closer to the ocean you get, the more humid it's going to get. So closer to downtown, it's going to be 69% humidity. Here in the Ventura Keys, 70% humidity, and then it really starts to back off the further east you go. So over here on the east end where I am, humidity levels, in the 50% range. Certainly not that bad. While we do have folks that are leaving the area for more affordable places to live, we also have the opposite. We have folks that are coming from warmer parts of the state and the country that are looking for a more moderate temperature that Ventura can afford. I sold a house last year to a couple from Washington, D.C. They were sick of the hot, humid summers in D.C. They knew that they wanted to retire in Ventura in our more moderate Mediterranean style climate, and that's what they did. They bought a house in Midtown where the temperature is much cooler in Midtown of Ventura compared to Washington, D.C. We also see folks that are coming from Los Angeles, the Inland Empire, the San Joaquin Valley, the San Fernando Valley. They're not ready to leave the state of California. They want a moderate Mediterranean climate, and so that's why they're moving to Ventura, and that's one of the big draws for our city, and why I think that moving into the future, as we continue to see more and more headlines about heat waves, record heat, 90 degrees in Alaska, we're going to continue to see folks seeking homes and looking to move here to the city of Ventura. If you have more specific weather-related questions about Ventura or the surrounding cities, leave a comment down below or feel free to reach out to me. All of my contact information is in the description, and I will see you on the next video.